Good morning. It's about 9 o'clock here on August the 2nd in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. I am Jane from Scraptastic Yarns podcast. Today is day 2 of Vlogust. Technically, I call it a podcast, but technically it is a vlog. When you video, it's considered vlogging and not podcasting. Podcasting is normally, you'll hear vocal sounds only, but I consider it a video podcast, so that's why I call it a podcast. I'm getting ready to go out for my physical therapy. It should be interesting today. Last night, right behind my right knee, I had a massive cramp that actually drew my leg, my foot up towards the back, my rear end. And that was kind of interesting to get out of that. And it's very tender today. And that is the side where I have the piriformis. So it should be interesting trying to do those hamstring stretches with that tender and sore. We'll see how it goes. I'm still continuing to work on those baby hats. I did gather a few props to kind of give people ideas on the size of baby heads, because that seems to be an issue with some of us. And did find some nice props. Of course, a regular tennis ball is about a 1 to 2 pounder baby. This is the size of an orange, and this is what would be considered a normal orange, although oranges that we get in the grocery store are much larger than this. But this equals a 2 to 3 pound preemie. And then over at the Dollar Tree, I believe they call these maybe 4-inch balls or 2.5-inch. Well, it's not listed here. I've already taken the tag off, apparently. But anyway, this is about a 4 to 5 pound preemie. You can see how I hold it in my hand. And then, of course, what I always say is grapefruit size, which is a normal grapefruit size. This equals about a 14-inch circumference. You can see how small that is. I can hold that in my hand, in the one hand. And generally, when you've made the hat, if you can slip the hat over your hand this way, and it covers the full hand with about an inch left over, you have a newborn size hat. That is for most people. Now, if you have exceptionally large hands, you may not be able to do that. So I had gotten rid of props in the past, left them at the hospital I'd worked at, because we had volunteers that had no clue what sizes to make hats. And we used to use the props as a way to measure. You can also use styrofoam balls, but the sizes that I would need for the styrofoam balls, I would have had to have gotten them at Joann's, and Joann's is about an hour away, so I just didn't mess with that. Because I was just looking for something quick so we could, slap the hats on, see if we could get them on. If we get them on, size the hats so that we could get them going. A lot of those hats, I talked with the girls yesterday because I told them, I wanted to make sure it was okay with them, because a lot of them they made. I wanted to make sure it was okay that we, once we sized them, that we put them into Ziploc baggies with how many hats are in there and the pound size that they fit, so that when we send them up to Geisinger in Danville, Pennsylvania, for the NICU, they already know what sizes they are. They don't have to, kind of determine. Although there will be some that are going to be a little smaller in there that they can actually put aside for the smaller babies. Danville's NICU is a level 1 NICU. The NICU that I worked at when I first began working there was a level 2. And as I was working, we moved into a level 1. Um, and level 1 deals with a lot of very small neonates. Our smallest neonate was 21 ounces. Eyes were still fused shut. And we managed to get that baby through about 3 days. While we were looking for some place to transfer that had neonatologist physicians who dealt with this type of thing, because it is a specialty area, and we did not have a neonatologist in our area, even though we were a level 1 nursery. And we did find some place in Salt Lake City, and the infant was moved there. And a couple of months later, mom and baby came back, and they were doing pretty well. Baby did have some issues because, of course, babies that come that early do sometimes have some long-term issues. Um, so, that's my spiel on the NICU and some of my past, what I did in the past. I've worked in several areas of the hospital. I was basically home health for the very end of my working career. And, well, I say working career. I'm busier now than I was then. And when I was doing home health for quite a bit of the time, I was just clinical manager / branch manager, which that's kind of interesting, feeling, you're really filling 3 hats because you were also a visiting nurse when you needed it. So that was quite an experience and quite exhausting. I did retire after that. Had some health issues that were coming on, were getting worse, and I was just pretty much sick of it. I was ready to go work at Walmart as a greeter. Um, love my patients. It's just some of the rules, regulations, and things like that that just kind of get to you, and I was getting hard in my heart. So I determined it was time for me to leave that business. Yesterday, for part of the day after we had prayer shawl, went over to the fire hall, and I just had no ambition to do much of anything. I didn't crochet, didn't do anything. We did the kind of hats things and, looking at those and talking about those. I got home. The only thing I did last night is I hand caked 4 skeins of the knit crate. I purchased 2 extra skeins of this schoolhouse color because I really liked it. And that was, back when they had their sale where you got like 45% off of those skeins. So that's basically what I did. Didn't do much of anything. I'm kind of being a lounge lizard, so that's okay. Sometimes you have to do that to get back into it. And today I'll get back into the crocheting. I have some more that I want to work on the homeless mat. Those do take quite a while. They do take longer than, a couple hours because you are doing 6 feet. Plus you have to cut the bags and then tie them together, those kind of things. Have an eye that's watering. Apparently it's a great day for allergies. Happens. It's kind of cloudy outside. Supposedly it's supposed to rain. I don't know what's going to happen. You never know. With that, I will see you again tomorrow. I do have plans on filming every day for the month of August because it is called Vlogust. And I thought I would join in on that. Oh, the only other thing is Randy of Random Ramblin' Randy podcast. I think I got that right. the three R's, R cubed. Um, she is having something that she is calling the um, no buy month, and it is a anti-haul, no spend month. So I'm going to try to follow that. The only other thing I have that I need to get done today is I have a couple of squares that I need to get embroidered for the start of a quilt. Um, this is a client's quilt. I cannot show that to you. That is the quilt that I'm hoping that once it is finished and that by December I'm able to show, because it's going to be a very interesting quilt. With that, I'll see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Bye.